A preacher with a stranger's eyes and a past he never spoke of. He walked like he'd outrun the grave, like he'd bargained with the sky. And folks would whisper when he passed, Lord, that man just won't die. He was fire in a kingdom made of snow, a shadow where the royal candles glow. Some called him a healer, some called him a light, but he kept rising every time they tried to bury his name, his truth, his cry. Oh, Rasputin, the man who wouldn't die. He prayed with the broken-hearted, he drank with the desperate men. He said the soul is a river, child, and it always finds home again. But power is a hungry wolf, and it circles when you rise. So they loaded up their fear one night and swore to end his life. He was fire in a kingdom made of snow, a shadow where the royal candles glow. Some called him a prophet, some called him a lie, but he kept rising every time they tried to silence his voice, his wild reply. Oh, Rasputin, the man who wouldn't die. Maybe every age has someone who walks too close to the flame, who carries the sins of a nation and never asked for fame. Maybe he was broken, maybe he was divine, but history still trembles when it speaks his name at night. He was fire in a kingdom made of snow, a ghost in the halls where secrets grow. Some called him a monster, some called him a sign, but he kept rising every time they tried to bury his story under the northern sky. Oh, Rasputin, the man who wouldn't die. He rode out from the steppe at dawn, dust rising like prayer and flame. A boy with nothing but hunger's call and a dream no cage could tame. He learned that mercy bends like grass, but power cuts like stone. And whispered through the wild terrain, from the rivers of China to the gates of Rome. He built his crown far from home, but the stars looked down, cold and plain. The wind remembers his name. He spoke of unity and fate, of tribes beneath one sky. But every victory left a scar that no prayer could justify. He buried brothers, burned his past, and rode where angels fear. For even kings can't silence ghosts that follow year by year. The wind remembers his name, echoed through the endless plain, from the tents of silk to the fields of bone. He built his throne far from home, and the earth still hums his refrain. The wind remembers his name. Maybe greatness is a burden, maybe peace is just a lie. Maybe he was chasing freedom that no empire could supply. And when his horse grew weary and the fire turned to rain, the steppe took back its secret. The wind remembers his name. The wind remembers his name. Soft as sorrow, wild as flame. No crown, no gold, no claim remains. Just the whisper through the plains, and somewhere beyond the mortal chain, the wind remembers his name. He rode by the trembling flame, ink bleeding like a heart confessing pain. Outside the streets of Petersburg slept, while his soul kept watch unswept. Every word a wound made whole, every rhyme a toll on his soul. The candle and the quill still burn on the windowsill. burn for him still. Maybe art is just a prayer that time can't erase or tear. Maybe truth is born from flame, and Pushkin wrote his own refrain. The candle and the quill still burn on the windowsill. He gave his heart, he gave his will.